So guys, I'm just starting here at the fresh food section. They've got some golden kiwis here, and I think those are figs. I'm not too sure though. I did end up buying the golden kiwis. I think they were like $13 for 1.9 kilos. They also sell onions here for about $7 for I think 5 kilos, which is really, really cheap. It is a lot of onions though, so it depends on if you have a really big family. They've also got some melons and pumpkins here. I don't think the melons were that cheap because they were about $3.54, and you can get that price at Coles and Woolies. You can probably get it cheaper if it's on sale. These salad boxes were really cheap though. On the left there, they were like $10. Mushrooms. They have a pretty good variety of mushrooms. They've got the normal button mushrooms, $6 for 650 grams. They've also got the brown mushrooms, and they've also got gourmet mushrooms like your king oyster mushrooms, your fungus mushrooms. I'll just show you guys that in a later clip, I think. I'm pretty sure I did record it. Yep, it's here. So the gourmet mushrooms are a little bit more expensive, but they do have them here. So this is the king oyster mushrooms, I believe. And the carrots, $3 for 3 kilos, very cheap. They've got some eggplant, a very good variety of vegetables. They were cauliflower, I think that was $8 for like 850 grams or something. Strawberries were pricey, but I think strawberries are pricey everywhere in Australia at the moment. They were $30 at Costco for strawberries. I'm not sure if the pricing is the same for you guys or not, because I think it varies depending on the store and location. I'm based in Sydney, Australia, so this is obviously a Costco store from Sydney. There are asparagus. They're really big though. I find that when the asparagus are really big, it becomes chewy at the stalks. So I prefer my asparagus small and skinny. They've got some celery here, 2 packs, $7.49. That does sound a little bit expensive, but the celery stalks are very big and thick. Some herbs, coriander. They've got the slaw mix here as well for $5. Grapes, $15. I've purchased these ones before, and these are really, really, really nice. A bit on the pricey end, but the quality is really good. And if the big lettuce boxes are too much for you, you can buy the smaller bags. A little bit pricier than the box, but still much, much cheaper than Coles and Woolies. They've got spinach bags and lettuce bags as well. These muffins, everybody loves these muffins. I'm trying to hide my camera as you can see. So they're massive muffins. I generally don't buy this because it's way too much for me to eat. But if you have a big family, I've seen people cut one muffin into quarters and wrap them up for their kids. Beef mince is really cheap at Costco. It's $9.99 a kilo. It is in big quantities though, so I tend to not buy it. But these Wagyu steaks are so delicious. I didn't get them this time around. They were, I think, $99 a kilo, but they are really, really tasty. I don't have them often. It's more so a treat. And they've also got some thinly sliced beef here that you can use for like barbecues or hot pots. And this little, I guess, meat tray. Lamb chops were like $50 a kilo, but the lamb chops are really good quality. And I think this is pork belly. Yes, it's pork belly. Big slabs, probably too much for me to consume. I tend to buy meat portions where I can actually divide them up myself. Oh, and there's seafood. I love getting the mussels from Costco. They've got some oysters as well. The scallops didn't look too fresh, to be honest with you. They were cheap, $12 for a dozen, but they didn't look that fresh, in my opinion, so I steered clear from the scallops. Some tiger prawns. And they've got, I think this is barramundi or snapper. They sell the whole fish frozen. So those who like steaming the fish whole, it's probably good and handy for you. Barramundi here as well. I think they sell them in packs of 3 or 4, depending on the size. They also sell frozen fish fillets, which I did purchase. I'll probably show you guys that a little bit later on. Because the fillets in the frozen fish section, they're cut more, I guess, suitable for a serving size. Salmon, I normally get my salmon here, but this time round I didn't pick up any, only because I wasn't happy with the dates. Some chunks of beef you can add into stews. The meat section is normally very popular at Costco, and sausages here I'm just showing you. I don't eat too many sausages, but the option is there if you're interested. The Costco chicken, roast chicken, is very popular because it's very budget friendly. It's like $7 for a massive chook. I'll show you guys that a little bit later on. And if you're interested, check out my grocery haul. I went through the prices of all the items, and I did let you guys know in that video. I think some items were on special as well. Just more pork belly I'm showing you guys here. And I think that's Silverside. That meat mix tray was, I think, $14 a kilo, but obviously that kilo is going to be like 5 kilos or something. And I've taken you back to the seafood section. I'm not sure why. Maybe I was eyeing the oysters. I have had oysters from Costco before, and they're relatively good, but I wouldn't say they're absolutely amazing. They're just good. Once I did find a little sea slug in my oyster, and I think that's kind of put me off, because I used to buy oysters quite frequently at Costco before I was filming for YouTube, so you guys would have not seen that. But yeah, I haven't bought it since. And the skinless fillets are pretty good for you guys to butter, chuck in the air fryer as fish and chips. Salmon belly. And the fillets again. The fillets are normally $34 a kilo. A bit more pricey than Coles and Woolies, but I find the quality of salmon at Costco is better. The roast chickens are behind the counter there. I'll show you guys briefly. Here are, I guess, a sausage, hams, prosciutto, chicken. I get my chicken thigh from Costco because it's a lot cheaper than my local Coles and Woolies. It's about $9.99 a kilo for the chicken thigh. They do sell them in bulk though. So the chicken thigh is like 2 kilos per pack or a little bit more. You've got some cheese here. Lots and lots of cheese. I have purchased a few items from the cheese section in Costco in one of my previous grocery hauls. If you're interested, just have a look in my grocery haul playlist and you'll be able to see all of my grocery shops. The Caesar salad's pretty good here at Costco. They do sell it in a large pack. But if you're, I guess, too busy, you can buy that and use that as meal prep for your lunch, just portion it up. They do sell the whole pizzas at Costco for $15. Pretty good price because the pizzas are massive, guys. Eggs. Everybody goes to Costco for eggs because it's so cheap. They sell single trays and double trays as well. I purchased the double tray. I kept one tray and I gave my grandma the other tray. Milk as well at Costco. They have a huge variety of milks at Costco, and the orange juice. I love my orange juice from Costco because it's so much cheaper than my local fruit and veg shop. Costco OJ is $8 for 4 liters, and my fruit and veg shop sells it for like $14. It depends on the week. So I'm saving a lot by buying my juice at Costco. And I'm just showing you some items here. They have a pet section at Costco as well. And I think I purchased some of the pig ears for my dog in one of my previous Costco hauls. It's about $23.50 for a pretty big bag. We've got canned food and dry food at Costco as well. I tend to not buy the dry food at Costco only because my dog's quite small and he likes variety, so I stick to my Coles and Woolies when it comes to dried dog food. And this was very interesting. This was like a type of bread with cheese in the middle. It's Brazilian cheese bread. It was okay. It was quite tasty because I did get to taste test it, but I found it was quite expensive for what it was. I think this was durian jerky or dried durian. I was just looking at this because I thought it was interesting. And I was also looking at some items for my stockpile, but I think this was a bit too expensive for my budget. Well, it was too expensive for me to buy in bulk anyways. They've got the Carmen muesli, granola here, cereals as well. I'm not sure if the cereal's much cheaper than Coles and Woolies, so it's $10 for a massive box. But I think if you get them half price at Coles and Woolies, it works out about the same. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, because I don't buy cereal often to know. Rice and flour, I think, was cheap at Costco. Yep. But I'm obviously a single person household, so I'm not going to consume that much flour or rice. So I tend to also stick to Coles and Woolies when it comes to purchasing this for my stockpile, because I prefer the smaller 1 kilo bags. But obviously, if you have a large family, then going to Costco is probably a good idea.